This is part 5 of a 6-part series on intuition as an operating system, what we call the second paradigm. Here's where we left off.
Soul and intuition aren't mysteries. They're just underused. We have this feeling within us that leads us to fulfillment, exhilaration, and to deep feelings of becoming more of ourselves, liberated from our self-made prisons of logic. And we're at a bit of a weird question. If soul and intuition is who we truly are, what's all this other stuff?
You're also in a body.
This is a bit of a weird, no-brainer idea, but think about it. If this feeling within us is our soul, we're clearly also more than just a soul. Our mind, our record of experience, it's held in our body.
This is an old idea. We are a soul in a body.
But it's not just dogma or belief for belief's sake. It's describing an experience. Our body is full of urges that pull us in dozens of directions all before lunch. Depending on our mood, our thoughts are different. Depending on the weather, what's in our inbox, or on our shiny rectangles, our mood is different. And our mind is just an extension of these odd feelings. We're a biological hodgepodge of conflicting primal urges mixed with complicated webs of thought. Then, there's this consistent feeling that nudges us in useful directions in life and leads us on a path of discovering who we are underneath everything else.
We can draw this clean line between body and soul. Even if we see it all as just one big metaphor, it clearly describes the experience. Our soul tells us we're going to be okay. Our body freaks out. It turns out we were okay. Our soul tells us to leave this circumstance and enter the unknown. Our body freaks out. It turns out our life is more thrilling and we're more fulfilled on the other side.
So let's roll with it. Let's take everything we've explored and use this clean line between body and soul to make sense of it all. You're in a body, programmed with everything you've ever experienced, every thought, belief, trauma, every twist and turn, and everything in between. We spend a lot of our time in this world trying to manage these thoughts and soothe these emotions. But what if we're just listening to the wrong piece of us? The body goes through emotional swings and drives forward with manic logic. But no matter how hard we might try to think and figure it all out, in truth, that body of experience can only be fixed through an experience of something else. What's outside of that experience? What's the thing compelling us into the unknown?
Soul. You are a body and a soul.
One is everything you have been, and everything you've learned about what was here before you. The other is everything you're becoming, and everything you're meant to be.
Isn't it all so simple?
It's not overly woo. There's nothing overly complicated here. It's just the experience, put to words. Old words, old ideas, from ancient traditions to modern spiritual thinking. If intuition is this force within us, our body is the thing we're bringing that force into. It's the piece of us that's scared, confused, and running on an outdated operating system that's locked us away in certainty for an illusion of safety. Now, here's where this gets really interesting, really quickly.
When we listen to our intuition, we're choosing to trust our soul over our body's entire life experience.
It's terrifying.
But it doesn't stop there. We then physically live the consequences of that choice. Remember, our body is learning through its experience. So if our intuition is real, if it's trustworthy, like it's been so many times before, then our body is going to have to see that. We're going to learn really quickly whether or not that decision pays off. If it does, if this force is worth trusting, then our body slowly gets on board with this force. Our body learns to trust our soul to take the reins of our life decisions. In a weird way, our body slowly becomes our soul. Our body makes decisions as our soul from our intuition. It's all one and the same. Eventually, that force becomes the way we make decisions, and the only way we make decisions.
That's so radically different from how we did things before, we could call it a new operating system. This is intuitionOS, a new operating system quickly coming online in the population. When we learn that we're a soul, and we have the kind of access to wisdom that we do, there's no going back to faulty logic. We don't need to, because now there's something that works even better.
This is intuitionOS.
This is the second paradigm.